Okay, so I decided to do a little video to talk about kind of what the situation is with me. I feel like people still have a lot of questions. Honestly, I still have a lot of questions. There's a lot that I still need to figure out. Tests I have to take, things I need to decide. But I just wanted to make like a little video. I feel like sometimes that's not for you. Putting stuff on Facebook and just writing it out isn't quite, maybe, it doesn't do a good enough job, in my opinion, to express maybe what I'm thinking or feeling or what the situation is. And I'm a face-to-face person, which, side note, please, if you are in the Tampa Bay area, or close enough or love me enough to come to the Tampa Bay area for the fundraiser that's being held this month for me, seeing your faces, getting to hug your neck and love on you, and appreciate you for supporting me would be huge. So I know it's a Sunday. I don't know if people have to work or if they have other things that they're planning on doing, and obviously all of that is okay. That's fine. But the people that are putting this on know me pretty well, and they know that it's like the perfect way to support me would be to like come hang out with me on a Sunday and drink beer and eat food and just hang out and listen to music. I mean, that's really what this is about, in my opinion. Like, I know it's for me, but to me, it's like just an opportunity to hang out with all the people that love me and that obviously I love as well. So that's on the 17th. If you look on Facebook, they're encouraging you to donate ahead, to ensure a spot, just because we want to kind of get a head count on like how many people might be there. Granted, I'm not really a part of it whatsoever, so I'm sorry guys who are actually putting this on if I say something incorrect that you might have to correct later. But I'm pretty sure that's why there's kind of a push to get like donations beforehand. Don't mind my cat, Neva. So that we can kind of get a head count as to like who's gonna show up or whatever. But obviously, like, give whatever. Like, I am not a money motivated person. It's really weird to even be asking for money or talking about giving money. To me is all really weird, and not something that I do. So by all means, like, if you want to come just hang out with me, there's no pressure to like give a bunch of money. It's completely donation based. Obviously, like, we're providing beer, food, live music. Like, there's going to be things that obviously are going to be worth the money besides just supporting me, but obviously, like, it means a lot that you would support me. Okay, anyway, so that's kind of what I wanted to say about that. But just a little bit about what the situation is in maybe a little more detail than what people understand. Don't mind her. So about like end of September, I found a lump in the shower, and I knew right away that it was something. Since high school, I've been someone who checks myself regularly. I think it's really important. One of my best friends, Liz, her and her mom were kind of like, make sure you check yourself. Here's how. These are the signs, things to look for. And so I have ever since then checked myself. And I knew, you kind of know what you're looking for when lumpiness is common. But when you're feeling yourself regularly enough to know what you should feel like, it makes it a little bit easier to tell when something's wrong or something's just not quite, wasn't there before, whatever. Anyway, so I went and saw my doctor. She told me to get a mammogram. Oh, my goodness, Neva, really? Don't mind her. She told me to get a mammogram and an ultrasound, which I did. And then I guess those came back irregular. It was kind of weird because nobody really gave me any information. Like, I didn't find out until the diagnosis that from the very beginning, that initial mammogram and ultrasound came back like, basically, this is positive, this isn't good, right? Positive for breast cancer, this isn't good. And I had no idea. Nobody told me anything. And then I just was told I had to get a biopsy, so that was the next step. Really painful. The doctor actually had kind of a hard time getting the samples and took a few samples, like 4, I want to say, and which with each sample, it's like, all I can describe it as is it's like a little gun that they shoot you with. And for every sample, they had to shoot me like twice. So I was sore. I was sore for a few days after the biopsy. It was painful. I don't know if anybody else has experienced a painful biopsy, but mine was not great. Anyway, got the results about 5 days after the biopsy. It was around the holiday, so anyway, came in, got the diagnosis, and then went and saw a specialist. So according to the specialist, I guess this is where the detail comes. Sorry, very long-winded explanation of all of this. The specialist talked me through kind of what what cancer cells were presenting, maybe what my possible options for treatment were going to be. Basically, I have estrogen and progesterone fed cancer cells. Both of those showed up positive, but I also showed up positive for HER2 cancer cells, which are very aggressive. That's kind of the thing people worry about. I know a lot of women, or at least I have heard from a lot of women who didn't have to get chemo or radiation or, whatever, maybe just were able to just have surgery because the cancer was slow moving or more regular, more common, and did not include HER2 cells. So that's not great, guys. Like, that's not great. I caught it early. It's stage 2, considered stage 2, but that's really kind of an outdated way of looking at things. The fact that I have HER2 cancer cells presenting, that's kind of a big deal. And it doesn't really matter that I caught it early so much, as the plan of action is still going to be a more aggressive plan of action because it's an aggressive form of cancer. So what that means is I will have to get chemo and surgery, and possibly chemo after surgery. What the specialist told me was that they're basically not going to do surgery without doing chemo first. And even after the surgery, like I said, they want to do more chemo after the surgery. Ugh, this cat, I just can't handle her. Okay, so this is a side note too. This is a little bit more just like personally about what I feel and kind of where I'm at with everything. I have friends who I respect, who I value, who have gone through treatment, are going through treatment, or have helped people who are going through treatment to take a completely holistic approach. I respect these people a lot, like I said. I am so encouraged by them, and they have been a wealth of knowledge and resource for me in all of this. But quite honestly, I'm someone who I try to be very motivated by what gives me peace And I think when fear begins to present itself, that it's very telling of maybe where you're at emotionally, or even to gauge, like, on that supernatural level, like, decisions we should be making in our lives, right? Like, when we have to make big decisions in our lives, there are warning flags that we need to be aware of and sensitive to, and having peace, to me, is like huge. Like, if I don't have peace about something, I'm going to be pretty reluctant to go through with it or follow through with it. And for some reason, now normally anybody who knows me, holistic anything is like huge. Like, I went to school for a while to be an herbalist. Like, I care. I am an oil person. I am way into holistic medicine, diet, all that kind of stuff that can affect sickness and healing and health. But for some reason, the thought of doing this completely holistically actually gave me more fear, and I did not feel peace about it at all. Like, do I want to go through chemo? No. I really don't. Like, I don't want to lose my hair. I don't want to risk getting sick and being out of work for longer than I have to. I don't want to jeopardize my immunity in the way that I know chemo will. But am I afraid of it? Quite frankly, I'm not. It just is going to suck, right? Like, it's not going to be fun, but I am not fearful. I feel like a lot of the people I've talked to who have taken a holistic approach, they are deathly afraid of chemo. They're afraid that it will kill them. And for those people, like I said, follow your gut. Like, if you don't feel peace about something, don't do it. Like, if you are super afraid of something, don't do it. And for me, it was weird because it was like the opposite. In fact, my friend Liz came over and just helped me put everything down on paper. And she's like, it sounds like you're actually more afraid to take a holistic approach than to be holistic in aiding modern medicine. And so anyway, that's a really roundabout way of saying that as I move forward, I'm going to be changing my diet. I am going to be adding holistic. I already am. I've already done quite a bit in the last 2 weeks to begin to prepare my body for chemo. I'm believing that I'm not going to lose my hair. But honestly, if I do, it's okay. It's okay. As my cat sticks her butt in my face. If I lose my hair, it's okay. If I get sick, it's okay. But I'm believing that I'm not going to get sick. Or at least that my body is going to respond really well and that I'm going to bounce back and I'm going to be fine. I want to be able to work until I can't kind of situation. When talking about surgery, which is inevitable, I feel strongly... my cat. I feel strongly about getting a double mastectomy and getting complete reconstruction. I don't want to be fearful that it could come back. But I want to say this, and maybe I'll end with this, because at the moment, I don't have a lot more answers. I really don't. I have an MRI next Tuesday. I have a genetics test on Wednesday, and then I talk to my chemo doctor on Thursday. And then the following week, they are going to put a port in and take a lymph node out. They want to just check and make sure that those HER2 cells haven't spread. Be believing with me that they haven't. I really don't know. I don't know where I sit on that. From the very beginning, I've had kind of a no in my knower about things, and that's one thing that I'm not really sure. But be praying and believing that that it hasn't spread, and that the treatment that they're offering will be enough to kill it, and that surgery will suffice. But anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at with doctor's appointments. I pushed everything off to this month because I didn't have insurance, and I was like, I can't keep paying out of pocket for these tests that I have to have done. And so I may have risked a little bit in waiting a week to start all of this. But I just, I needed to have insurance, which, praise God, I have insurance. Thank the Lord. It's really expensive, but I do feel a lot better about things now that I have insurance. Anyway, but what I really wanted to say is that, like, at the end of the day, I believe being able to add traditional medicine and aiding my body, that doing it together, traditional medicine and modern medicine, is really going to be the steps that I take and the journey that I take. And I know maybe not everybody will agree with me on that, but again, cancer is not a disease, right? Cancer is actually a symptom of something else that's going on in the body. And honestly, for a while now, I have felt like I had high levels of inflammation, little things just from my very basic knowledge of, like, the way the body's supposed to work and respond and do things. I knew something wasn't right. Fatigue, just lots of little things that I have already been kind of on the alert that, like, something's probably not great. Something's not right with me, right? But didn't have insurance, so I wasn't going to the doctor to check on it. It was just, something's not right. I don't know what, but, and so in light of that, like, if you're going to approach something like this as just like modern medicine wanting to treat a symptom, and you disregard the fact that something is causing that symptom, then you're kind of you're screwing yourself over for the long haul, right? Like, my goal is to not only get rid of it and to use modern medicine to get rid of it, but to sustain, not being sick and making sure it doesn't come back. I'm young. It's early. I feel like my body is going to be just fine going through everything that it's going to go through. It's just going to suck. But now that I've rambled on for almost 20 minutes, guys, I'm so sorry. People who know me are like, yeah, that sounds about right. Charity, she talks a lot. So sorry. But I just wanted to, kind of share my heart, and from a visual perspective, as if you were sitting right in front of me and I was telling you everything that I know and going over all of this with you. I'm going to try and do this more. I have friends all over the world right now who are supporting me, and it means a lot to me, and I kind of want to just put a face to the words that I'm saying, because I'm not really a writer. Like, I'm a talker, as you can tell, and I just wanted to take a moment and just kind of lay it all out there. And today seemed like a good day to do it. I'm still a little emotional. Honestly, what makes me more emotional is just the outpouring of love that everyone has shown me, and the words of encouragement that everyone has given and shared with me. That's what makes me cry. And these are tears of joy. These are tears of humility, and appreciation and gratefulness. I'm not afraid. I'm really not. I have a lot of hope. I have a lot of hope. I just find it pretty incredible to see how loved I have been through all of this. And that does a lot for me and for my soul and for my spirit man and for my heart. And I just appreciate it a lot. I really do. I really just want to thank you guys for everything, for every thought of concern, for every minute of prayer, for every ounce of energy you have put forth in supporting me and sending love my way, and even just reaching out in a text message or a Facebook message or a comment, and certainly for everyone who has given financially. That, seriously, I really appreciate it. I really do. I really thank you for it. And okay, I'll stop talking now. I just love you guys, and stay tuned. I'm gonna try, like I said, try and give you guys some updates, and hopefully they won't all be 20 minutes. But yeah, so I love you guys. Thanks.